We're back in the canning pantry today to talk about the Three Rivers Challenge. That is the pantry challenge for the months of January, and she does it for February. I'm just going to do January, but I thought I'd talk to you about how it's going to work for me. It's one of those wonderful challenges where you make your own rules and you get to be your own boss. So I'm a pretty tough boss, but we'll see. December has been a strange month for me. I apologize for not being here much. My mother has fallen and has been very ill, and I have been in Atlanta with her, in the hospital with her. I now have her physical therapy facility where I can help her more often. So I apologize for being absent the past couple of weeks, and if my schedule gets screwed up in January, I'm sorry for that. But priorities. Welcome. This is Grow and Preserve. I'm Carter, and I'm thrilled you're here today. Let's get started. We're going to start with a little tour down here. This is what I call my salad bar. All of these are also down in the grow space in what I call the little grow room area. If you recall from the video, I think it was November 17th, that we started these in a couple of little egg crates. So I will find that video and link it up above. But you can see that I have lots of bok choy. Let me see if I can bring you in closer. Lots of bok choy, some cilantro. I have some spinach that's not doing well. It seems to have bolted. 65 degrees down here, and that spinach is not liking it. Thought it should be all right, but we'll see. And then I have lots and lots of lettuce. We like to have a salad almost every day, particularly in the winter. So you can see all of this started in a couple little egg crates. I have some more bok choy, some baby lettuce up here. So we ought to be good for salads. I planned this one specifically for the pantry challenge, but I do this basically every winter and every deep summer so that we can have fresh greens, because buying lettuce at the grocery store is just so crazy expensive, particularly now. So I think we'll be good on greens, and you'll see us eat a lot of that during the pantry challenge. So let me tell you what I'm thinking for January. I have done this pantry challenge, not on YouTube because I wasn't on YouTube at the time, but I've done it the past 2 years. So 2021 and 2022. I've done it on my own, and the first year I used basically Jessica's rules, which is no grocery store. And that worked fine. I mean, you've seen my pantry. I'll give you another quick walkthrough, but I'll put the pantry tour up above here. So I am well set and do not have to go to the grocery store for more than a month. However, there are a couple of caveats to that that I'm going to talk to you about. The first is that of all months, my husband has decided to go back to keto in January during the pantry challenge month. So it may be that I have to buy some things to keep him on his diet, particularly snacks. The man will eat any snack I bring into the house, so I can only bring in a little bit, otherwise he eats all 4 bags or whatever. So I will grocery shop as he needs snacks. So he will also probably be eating slightly different than I am. I tend to eat relatively low carb anyway, but I do like potatoes and rice and sweet potatoes and winter squash, especially this time of year. So you'll see plenty of that from me, but hopefully I'll have some keto options for you as well if you're interested, or if anybody's watching their carbs or has to watch their sugar or anything like that. So I'm hoping that will help. The second thing is that I have a girlfriend coming in town the end of January, and so I will not hold her to this pantry challenge. She likes to eat out, and we will probably do that then. And let me see, I do have to go back to Atlanta, take care of a couple of things for my stepmom, probably the first week or 2 of January. So I will do the best I can to show you what I've eaten outside of that one. Of course, I won't be home. So that is my plan for this. Now I want to tell you what I'm hoping to get out of this. First of all, I want to show you some ideas on how I use my pantry and all of the items, particularly the items that I've canned, because I know, a lot of people think, oh my gosh, canned meat or canned chicken or canned potatoes, you know, what on earth do you do with them? And even if you found one way you like it, maybe there are other ways that you'll like it as well, or other ways that someone else in your family will like it. So I'm hoping to give you some good ideas, at least on how I use things, and I'm hoping that if you have other ideas on ways that you use your canned items, that you will share them with us as well, and that we can all walk away with a full menu of things that we can do with particularly our canned items. The second thing I will say is that this is such an uncertain time with food supply and supply chains, and you know, I don't know what's going on any more than anyone else, but I do know that it feels prudent to me to continue to backstock my freezer and continue to can and preserve in whatever way that might be, continue to grow. So I will continue to do that. I do not want to end up the end of January and have no problem eating through my stockpile because I have plenty of food, but then I'm a month short on what I happen to have in my stockpile. And to me, in my circumstances, and with my mother now depending on me as well, I just don't feel like that's prudent. So I will continue my stocking up plans, and I will buy what I need for particular recipes or whatever. I have a lot of stuff at the freezer right now, and I'll show you that freezer tour that I will be canning. I have a lot of tomatoes. I have not made my pasta sauce yet, tomato sauce yet, as I had intended during December, because you know, December kind of blew up on me. So I will be doing that. I also have some chicken in there to can. I have some beef in there to can. I think I even have some sausage in there I want to get canned. I know I have some fruit in there I want to get canned. So another part of this challenge for me is to get as much food as I can from the freezer to the pantry. So I think that will help me a great deal, and then I'll use up the food that's been in the freezer the longest and try to get that canned and into the pantry, and then I can add fresher food, because you know, we just don't know what's going to happen in 2023. I don't know what's going to happen in 2023, and with prices, I don't know. For me, it feels like the right thing to do, but you should do it any way you see fit. Let me show you what is in my garage freezer. It's full. I have a lot of tomatoes in here. So we'll start up here. I have a bunch of chicken breasts. I had just bought some to can, so we'll be doing that this month. I'm looking for more meals in jars because they've worked out just so well for me, particularly the meal starters. So I'll be canning some of the chicken. I have a lot of tomatoes. I think I have 35 pounds of tomatoes in here. So you can see I have bags of tomatoes here, and even down here. So I do have some hamburger patties right over here. I have a couple of very small whole chickens. And this, you know, you can't really see this. I have a lot of pork tenderloin because honestly that's the cheapest thing going right now. So I have plenty of that. I have some meatballs, some pulled pork. You can see my ground poultry. And that thing sitting on top right there is some beef stew meat that I bought to can and then didn't get to it. And then I have a few veggies down in here, some cauliflower rice, some corn, I have some fruit as well, some blueberries and things. Oh look, I even have more tomatoes in here. So definitely going to have to do my tomato sauce this month as well. And then on the door I have lots of sausages. And I have the pesto sauce that we made together this summer, fresh from the garden. And then I have some ribs up here that my husband likes to have. So that's it for the freezer. It's well stocked. I'm hoping to get a lot of the tomatoes out of here and some of that chicken canned. And then we'll have a little more room in here to continue stocking before prices just keep going up. So that is what I'm planning, and I want to walk you through and show you a little bit about what I have left. We've been eating a lot. My kids were in town over, I guess I should say we've been eating a lot from the pantry. Maybe that's better. That's a better way to put it, right? So my kids were in town, and they love the canned food because it's quick and easy, and they can pretty much have anything they want. So we've gone through a good bit of beef. We've gone through a lot of the hash brown potatoes that I made. Oh my gosh, those little things are so good. I have used them as a hash with some canned ham, and then put a couple of fried eggs on top. The kids asked for that twice while they were here, and I have done it as a frittata, and everybody just went nuts for that. So we have used quite a bit of those, so I'm down to only about 3 of those, and surely with my husband keto that should last us through January. So I think I'm okay there. I have plenty of the other canned potatoes, I have French fries, I have the little ones that I use, you know, in a smash and crisp up kind of way. We have eaten a lot of the beef, we've eaten a lot of the chicken, we've been through a lot of the chicken meal starter that I did a video on, and that has really turned into one of our favorites. So the chicken that you'll see in the freezer, or did see in the freezer, I'm not sure where I'm going to stick that clip in here. I'll be making something similar to continue to add to the pantry shelf, because I think I'm down to only 3 quarts of that. I was also post-Christmas able to can up some Christmas items, so I have 9 new quarts of turkey stock that are waiting for me to clean up the jars and label them, and then I'll get them down here. And I have 4 pints of turkey meat, and I think I have 5 pints of ham. So I'll be adding those to the pantry as soon as I get them cleaned up. We also, if you have been around for the past month or so, we were planning a holiday party, and I was doing lots of things that I was canning for that. So I was canning some spicy cranberry chutney, I did some pecan pie, I did some mustard, I did a bunch of things that I was going to use for the party, and my mother fell, you know, I got anyway, it was before the party, and so we ended up canceling the party. So I have a lot of pecan pie filling that I know my husband now will not be able to eat this month, so I don't expect to eat any either, but should I need a break from all of this, I do have that there. And that's about it. We may need some eggs, but I really don't expect us to have to go to the grocery store for anything else other than my husband's snacks and potentially some eggs. We don't use dairy products, so I think we're okay there. And I can pretty much make anything else from my pantry. So my upstairs pantry in my kitchen is mostly baking items and spices and seasonings, you know, a couple of little condiment type things. I did buy a couple of condiments last month to try, just to, you know, shake things up with some of the canned food. Oh, and there is one thing that I definitely am going to can this month. If I buy it tomorrow, I'll get to eat it in January. Actually, if I buy it, I'm filming this on Friday, so I think you're going to see this on Saturday. So if I buy it on Saturday or this evening or something, then I'll be able to eat it in January, but that's probably not going to happen. So if I buy it in January, I won't eat it until February. But I am going to can up some chicken thighs, which I have not done before, but I want to be able to make some like butter chicken or some kind of chicken curry on the fly, and we really prefer that with chicken thighs. So I'm going to give that a shot, and if you have an interest in that, I hope you will come along and join me for that. So that's what I'm planning. Please let me know if you're going to join in. You know, this is a fun thing to do every year, and like I said, you don't have to have a YouTube channel to do it. I have done it, and I have loved it, and I have checked in with all the people doing it, and it's just a great deal of fun. So I'm going to turn around and show you a little bit about, kind of refresh your memory on where I am in my canning pantry and what I have available, which is plenty. And then I did get this. There's a shelf over here that I'll show you that I did get loaded up since the last time we were down here. I always keep a back stock of the things that, you know, usually things from Costco. Costco is, you know, not something I do terribly often, so when I am there, I do like to stock up. So I have that, I'll show you, and then we'll get started. I'm going to start filming. We don't always eat every meal every day, so I'm going to try to start. I'll film breakfast, lunches, and dinners, but it won't be breakfast, lunch, dinner every day. So I will do the best I can there, and I hope that you will grant me some grace if I get tied up with my mother and you know, we end up having hard-boiled eggs and crackers for dinner, which may well happen. So anyway, all right, let me take you around and show you what we have. So we'll start here on the pantry. You can see that I have plenty of hot sauces and barbecue sauces and corn relishes and things up here. I have plenty of potatoes down here. This row where I'm missing 1, 2, 3 or so cans, that's my hash brown row, so I have 3 of those left. And so, sad but true. Okay, we have canned pork, canned ham, a couple little things of canned sausage. I do have 3 or 4 packages of sausage in the freezer that I'll be canning to replenish that because I use it quite often. My stock section down here, I've told you I have 9 more quarts of turkey broth to add to that. I have plenty of, oils and things down here. Let me move my stool out of the way. So, plenty of oils and things down here. Back up here, I have some sauces, although they're thinning out. With the kids home, we went through a bunch of those. I have sweet potatoes, peppers, pickles, some fruit. This is the canned beef. This is canned ground beef. Some of my meal starters down here, beef and gravy. I have beef with tomatoes and onions. I have some chili down here. Over here, we're kind of running out of Brunswick stew, but I have a couple of those back in there. Some more ground turkey, some ground chicken, tomato products, this big empty space down here. It's going to be my tomato sauce when I get it done. And then plenty of jams and jellies and chutneys. So that, along with my salad bar and the proteins that I have in the freezer, you can see that I have absolutely plenty. I'll show you over here. I just have some extra nuts and seeds, and we don't eat a lot of rolled oats, but I do have some of those. I have some cocoa powder in case my husband wants me to make some treats of some kind, extra seeds. We have coffee down here, almond butter, vanilla, extra baking stuff. I have a lot of sweet potatoes from the garden, so we have plenty of those. These are baby butternut squash from the garden, and I do have one angel hair squash that I picked up the other day, so I have that up in my kitchen. I have some extra condiments down here, so shouldn't run out of, look at all that mustard. I have a mustard video that I was going to post for you this week, and I haven't gotten around to editing it yet, and so I know that's ridiculous. Look at all that mustard. As a canner, I don't know why in the world I am buying mustard, but it seems to be an addiction, so we're going to take care of that. Then I have just other additional baking products, that kind of thing. Some coconut milk down here. So that's my pantry as it stands today. We'll be eating through this. I'll be adding to it. I will not be eating anything that I can this month. I will follow the rules there and save that until February and beyond. My goal is to add to the pantry, not to deplete it. But I hope that I will come up with any type of holes that I may have in the pantry. Get some new ideas from all of you on how you use your canned goods, and make some room in my freezer. So that's a real big one for me. So hopefully you'll participate with me in moving some food from your freezer to the pantry as well. We worry about power outages and things like that, and I know this past storm has just been crazy, and a lot of you have been without power. We were fortunate and did not lose power, but it really did bring home to me what a tremendous financial loss it would be if we lost power. So I'm going to try to get as much of that onto the pantry shelf as I possibly can. So thank you so much. I'm glad you're here with me today, and I look forward to you being with me throughout the challenge. I will post challenge videos once a week, and I will post other canning videos also throughout the month. So I look forward to seeing you often, and please send me any ideas. Oh, and one more thing. If you go back to my pantry tour that I did, I don't know, 4 weeks ago maybe, right around Thanksgiving I think it was. If you go back to that and you see anything that I mentioned on that tour that you want to see how I use, a lot of people I know have said, oh wow, didn't know how to use chutney, or what do you do with this? You have a meal starter, what do you add to it? How do you make it a meal, kind of thing. So if you see any of that, please let me know. I only ask that you please not pick my 3 real failures here. That would be my greens, my meatloaf, and my original mashed potatoes. So, or original canned potatoes that are canned the way you're supposed to can them. I will try to do those if you ask for it, but I cannot guarantee in this crazy month I have coming up. But I'll show you anything else I possibly can. So thanks again, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.